Welcome. Nicole Chanis, 50s AF podcast. A lot of changes here, right? Right. One of them being, I'm solo today. Okay, I'm going to get into everything why this shit is here. For those of you that know or don't know, our podcast is about the dating shit show in your 50s. So I always have notes, so just don't come after me. So what we're going to cover today is basically, the dating shit show in your 50s, including non-emotional baggage. Literally, non-emotional baggage. You got that? Okay. I want to make sure I point that out. Okay. We're not going on a trip here. I'm also going to answer some viewer questions. I mean, why not? Might as well go for it. And those of you that are listening, I'm sorry that you cannot see what it is, but you can go on YouTube if you wanted to see the things. So as you guys know, when I answer things, I'm always going to be authentic and a little spicy and, so let's get going, basically. Okay. So men, are you ready for literally luggage coming your way? And I mean, literally, I don't mean the emotional baggage bullshit. I mean luggage, okay? Moving into a man's house, are we though, when we're dating? Are we moving into a man's house when we're dating? Hell no. No. I'm just setting the stage here about what we're going to talk about on that subject. Because those of you dating, this is the truth. Honestly, the truth. Sleeping over consistently our man's place in our 50s, it's a fucking shit show. It is. It's so hard. Oh my God. And this particular podcast, I'm only addressing about, the agenda for the weekend is getting dressed up. So this is not you're going to wear no makeup, you're going on hikes. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're going to stay at your man's place, you're dating, and you have a weekend full of a wonderful agenda. But what do we do? So, we love our date nights. You guys love it. You love picking us up. You like meeting us and we look all good and everything going on. But do you really know what goes into it? I don't know. So again, be clear. I'm talking about sleeping over your man's place when you're dating and you have a full agenda of going out. Don't come after me about, hey, natural is more beautiful, da-da-da. We're not going there. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying. So on a whole, I wonder if guys really understand how a woman feels about sleeping over their place. I don't know that they actually think about what goes into it. I'll give you an example. You go on a date, you're dating, and you're sleeping over your man's place for the first time. Most women literally are insecure. It's the first time you're going to see me perhaps without my makeup, and if I do sleep in my makeup, so I go to bed looking pretty, then I'm going to wake up with mascara worn, smeared all over me. And it's not a good look. And it also screws up our skin. This is not necessarily the best way to go, but that shit gets you out of a jam. So, it does affect the skin, our health. Sleeping over a guy's place, the pillows. Oh my God, that's a whole nother thing. His side, your side. What happened if you both sleep on the same side? That really applies to any age, actually. But I think in our 50s, we're wait a minute, I've been sleeping on the right side for 20 plus years, whatever it is. And then try sleeping on the other side. It's kind of weird. Or maybe, it's fine. But these are the kind of things that sleeping over happens. And here's a big one for me. All right. You guys see me. I'm all about my hydration, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. However, in the morning, if I do not have a cup of coffee, literally within 5 minutes of my eyes peeping open, I don't know how to start my day. And for those of you that are not coffee drinkers, you don't get it. It's no, you want sex first thing in the morning? I'm not awake yet enough for sex, not the kind of good sex. And you know what? If you actually maybe brought me a cup of coffee and I had my coffee and brushed my teeth, whatever. I'm just saying, people who drink coffee need their coffee first thing in the morning. So when you're dating as a guy, and then if a woman's staying over, be prepared for that discussion. Have that discussion. Be polite about that. And, typical non-coffee drinkers don't really get the whole concept of what it is that, coffee must have first in the morning. It is what it is. It really is. So I personally don't want to have sex before having my coffee. I'm just saying. So I think that's a dialogue that every couple that's dating, are you a coffee drinker? Are you a coffee drinker? When do you need it? Do you know? Have that dialogue. For us coffee drinkers, it's really important. And so everything I have here, here's about the non-emotional luggage, right? Okay. Everything you see here. Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, here. Everything here. And everything you see laid out here. I used something and everything to get ready just for this podcast. Seriously. That's the shit. And so when I say, when we're dating in our 50s and we're staying at a guy's place and we know the agenda for the week is like, oh my gosh, like we're going out, we're partying, we're having a good time, or we're getting dressed up, or we're going out with parents, whatever it is, this is what we all need access to. Again, access, every little thing. There's something in there, if not multiple things, that I've been using just to get ready for today. And it doesn't mean I use everything, but, sometimes I do my hair differently. And so I want to address this. It is not easy for a woman in her 50s. And honestly, I think it's any age personally, but especially in our 50s, we have skin that's dry, it's textured. We need our moisturizers. I think I do 4 moisturizers a night. Seriously, I do. And I think these are the discussions about keeping it real. When you guys ask us, and we want to stay over your place, I'm sure. Don't take it personally. But maybe a woman is hesitant because this is the shit she has to lug with her. It fills up this entire suitcase. It does. So guys, you see us rolling in with a suitcase, you're probably like, what the fuck is up with this girl? She's like dimensional or something like that. Like, what's going on that she's bringing a full-on luggage just to stay over for the weekend? Oh, because that would be filled with all this stuff. So then I have bags of clothes. Oh, let's throw in there the multiple pairs of shoes I need to bring for every outfit. Now, I am not coming across sounding high maintenance. Please, I am not. I'm simply addressing the reality of what we go through to get ready. And any woman that's just like, oh, I just wake up beautiful in this. I'm sure there are some of those. I'm sure. And I know a lot of men love a woman with no makeup on. I think that's great. I honestly prefer a guy that likes me natural versus, all made up. I like both. But listen, you pick us up or we meet for dinner and you're like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. But do you think about what goes into it? And what we need accessible to us at all times? It doesn't mean we're using every product, but there are so many that we are using. And, thus the difference between emotional baggage and baggage. Like, we're not looking to move in with you. No. We're just looking to be able to do our shit the way we like to look good. Because we want to look good when we're going on dates. We want to go look good when they're dress up dates. Again, being very specific here, what I'm talking about. So women out there that feel like that angst of like when they start dating someone seriously and they're like, hey, you want to come stay at my place? They're like, oh my God. Like, how do I get, what do I bring? What do I eliminate? Like, I've been in a situation where, getting ready and I forgot my very needed sponge or something to put on my foundation. You're fucked. You don't get your foundation on as a woman, you're screwed. I'm just saying, and so I think guys need to understand everything that goes into sleeping over your place, along with the baggage. Also comes with flexibility and understanding. And I think, again, like the coffee, like have that conversation. Like, what do you need? What would you like? What would you like me to have available to you sleeping over? I think it's really nice. I mean, like there might be a woman that doesn't want cream in her coffee, but wants almond milk or something like that. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, we're not talking about doing the full Monty of, what do you need all weekend to eat kind of situation. It's the simple things. And I think they really do matter to a woman to make her feel comfortable. And why do you want to make a woman feel comfortable? Aside from being a really good guy, which I hope you are, and that I'm playing with my hair, because this new recording, I can see myself and it's like really great quality. So yeah. But I think the little things, as I've always said in a relationship, is really what makes it, not the big ticket items. And I think being understanding of what you're asking a woman in 50s dating to sleep over your place. We're not just bringing one little bag. No. We're bringing multiple outfits because we had to wear something during the day and at night. And maybe something, after, sexy time or for sexy time. And then you need your dress up clothes. And a lot of times us women, we wear different shoes for our outfits. We don't just wear one set of shoes. So you try loading everything into this suitcase. This is a big bad boy. I'm just saying. And this all fit in there, but it's heavy. It's freaking heavy. It wouldn't pass the airline, on the scale situation. No, it would fail epically. And I just don't think people understand, or at least men perhaps don't understand that women, want to be comfortable. And in order to be comfortable, it's like we want to feel like we're getting dressed at our own house. We have everything available to us. And it's also something to think about your bathroom or where we're going to get ready. Make sure there's space for us to put stuff on, like the sink or wherever it is. Because sometimes we're rushing and it's like, where is this? Where's that? Me personally, I like to lay my shit out once I've landed and it's there. I mean, some of it can be on the floor. I mean, come on. I mean, being real, it can be in boxes, whatever. I don't care. But I like to be organized and not stress. Here's another thing. If you guys are sharing a bathroom, guys, if you think you're taking a shower and all that hot water and steam in the middle of me putting on my makeup, and I speak for all women on this, do you have any idea how hard it is to put makeup on and the steam is everywhere? I don't care if you have a mirror that's steam-free, whatever. It's the heat. The sweat is so bad on my back. My hair is sticking to my back. And you think I can put on my makeup while you're taking a shower? No. Honestly, I think the general rule for a good relationship is everybody should have their own bathroom. Personally, I think that's a success to a marriage, to a relationship, honestly. But, I think, if guys, you can hear, and women, what I'm trying to say is if you feel this way, you're not alone. Like, this is like, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it out again one more time. This, plus everything you're seeing here, like, just although I didn't use my curling iron, obviously, but everything else, and I didn't take off my makeup with the makeup wipes. I'm keeping it real. Everything else I just showed you, I tapped into access. So if I take it out of its designated place and just like put it in the to-go like toiletry bag, I'm taking like 6 toiletry bags. It's a pain in the ass. So I bridge the discussion of when you've been dating, at what point do you think it's appropriate to not have to lug your shit back and forth? Men, I know it's intimidating seeing all this, I know. But women, don't you sometimes just wish you had a duplicate set of everything, pretty much everything, already there if you're in a committed relationship dating? Yeah. The answer is yes. The least we have to pack and go, the better it is. So I think you can bridge that conversation about like, okay, this is what goes into every weekend when I'm coming over. I kind of need to just like, I don't like this whole packing up everything I do. And, I think bridging the conversation of, can I get a second set of shit to land at your place? It doesn't mean she's leaving it there to keep other women away. No. It doesn't mean she's sending a signal she wants to move in. No. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not talking to those people or about those people. I'm talking about general. And then comes into the big question of money. Who's paying for that? Okay. Is it the female is supposed to pick up all the money to be able to stay at your place while vice versa, you're not staying at her place? For some reason, let's just assume her place is not an option or it's not a convenience for whatever you have going on in your life. So she has no choice but to stay at your place. Okay, let's go with that narrative. So if she has no choice to go other than in your place, and every weekend she's lugging this shit and everything. And guys, for those of you who listen, I have on display right now a huge suitcase, like the large Toomey size, that was packed with everything I have on display, just to bring in the listening audience a little bit to understanding just how much. And again, I'm not looking for people to say like, oh, well, I like more of a natural woman. This is not the discussion for that. I think beauty and natural is the way to go if you're in a committed relationship or not. I walk around 99% of the time, no makeup and workout clothes. And I'm at my happiest. And if I can't be with a guy that wants me like that, that's not the right guy for me. So be clear. I'm not talking about, women embracing your beauty and not needing makeup or not needing so many things, nor am I saying men come at me and say, I would never date a woman that uses that many products. I get there are people that don't wear makeup, don't do their hair and they're crunchy and all natural. That is awesome. I'm talking about the majority of women dating in their 50s. We have our night routine on our face. We have our AM routine on our face. And then it's like, here's where it gets sticky. It's like you've been out drinking, you had a good time. And if you don't have all your stuff and you're falling asleep, after fun time, and you fell asleep in your makeup, literally it ruined like weeks worth of good skincare regimen. I'm telling you, you've ruined it all. The entire routine has been dismissed because one night I fell asleep with makeup on. Girls, right? You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks, and I just think that if everyone could be upfront and communicate about it and just keep it real. And I think men, you need to understand if a woman that you're dating, that you care about, that you want to have, you're genuinely in a relationship, you're genuinely like enjoying her company, you want her staying there. I think you need to bridge that conversation of, hey, honey, I see what you're going through every weekend. It's a lot. It's a shit show. You're having to bring so many things to get ready. And I love looking at you that way. I love seeing you dressed up. That's a compliment. It makes her feel good. And then saying to her, how can I make it easier for you? Because I like having you stay here. What a beautiful statement. How can I make it easier for you? I love that. I just thought of it. And then women, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Like, I just put myself on a platter here about what it took just to get ready for this, okay? I touched on every single thing except for my curling iron and the hairspray today. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And it doesn't even mean that, everything else is dressed up. I'm sitting on a couch. Yeah, I'm not wearing shoes. You want to know why I'm not wearing shoes? I broke my toe in Pilates today. Good luck. Mother's Day. What am I going to wear? I'll figure it out. Sandals. But, I really, really want to encourage women to feel comfortable having that conversation and not being embarrassed that you need a ton of stuff to get ready for date night. I don't even really like having a guy watching me get ready for date night. It's not that I'm hiding anything. Personally, I love that look on a guy when they see me made up and they're just like, oh my gosh, wow, you look hot. You look beautiful. Thank you. That look in their eyes when they're just like, oh, wow. And I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying in general, women feeling that way. We all enjoy it. We enjoy that look in your eyes. So I'm not even down with sharing the same bathroom. I would like to just come out and look like you just picked me up or I'm waiting or meeting you for a date personally. But if you have to share, because, if you're in an apartment with one bathroom, you have to share. And if you're in the city, oh my God, are you limited on availability? So I just want to talk about the fact that it's a bridging conversation that needs to be had. And I don't want women to feel bad about it. I mean, it's like not a secret, okay? The guy's seen you with makeup, without makeup, or if it's your first time, which is something I'm going to get to, without makeup. Guys, you need to know, one of the number one things women are insecure. This is from data, not research, not making this up. The number one thing is about sleeping over a guy's place that they're insecure about is you seeing us without our makeup on. It's hard the first time as a woman, to be that vulnerable and, take it all off. I mean, eventually, yeah, you're going to get there. But the first time, it's a lot. And women, you're not alone in that. Most women are like, oh, my God. I mean, you look at shows from the 1950s that were on TV, and the women woke up with the lipstick on and eye makeup on and, good morning, darling. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. It doesn't. And, I think men need to understand that. And I think women need to be comfortable saying, okay, this is something I need to have a dialogue with. And throw in the coffee on that. I mean, honestly, non-coffee drinkers, it's hard enough for me to relate to you that you don't drink coffee. But if you don't drink coffee, you need to understand a coffee drinker. I'm a 1 cup a day woman. But, us coffee drinkers, that's part of our whole routine. And I'm not even getting into the more GI issues that, women, it's a fact. It's a fact. Don't feel alone when you travel. Leave your home. We're getting bloated. We're getting constipated. And if you want your girl to not feel ugly and uncomfortable, make sure she has her coffee, okay? Because you want to have a good weekend, make sure she has her coffee. Help her out, because the GI system, when we're not in our normal routine and our regular sleeping cycle, it screws up everything. And no woman wants to be in a bikini feeling uncomfortable or their clothes aren't fitting them because they're too bloated. That's another thing. These are the things about sleeping over a man's house or apartment when you're dating. These are all the things that women think about in their head that they're maybe not saying to you. And I'm hoping by me raising these points that other women feel more comfortable about raising it. And I'm hoping men, you get the concept that, be appreciative that we're taking the time to dress up. We want to look good. And this is all the shit that it takes to do that. And I'm not exaggerating. Again, doesn't mean we use everything. So going back to the statement, who's paying for what? Yeah, it's a real thing. I mean, I personally would not put upon a man to pay for any skin routine that's in the hundreds, per bottle. I think that's obnoxious. I think we can handle bringing that ourselves. But makeup wipes, having a hair blower, some of our brushes there, our full makeup that we definitely need, let's just call it $1,000. Some of the makeup she uses cost her just $40 for the powder or $100 for something. We're not even getting into perfume, which I have a ton of travel perfume. So I'm sure most women do. So I'm not even getting into that because that's not a real thing. I mean, you can leave one bottle there if you want. Me personally, I like changing my perfumes every day. But that's what you get, all that free stuff from Sephora and all those places. Good to travel with. So I really know that people are going to come at me hard, perhaps men, but I also think women might appreciate me saying this. If you both have the monetary ability, and I do preface that by saying if you both have the monetary ability, I think it's at least fair to split that 50-50. I do. And I think it's the right thing as a man to understand if you want her or there is no other choice but for her to sleep at your place, and you want to have good sex, you want to have good time, she's got to feel good about herself. So, on an even playing field, I think it's fair. $500 each. Then there's some women, honestly, that don't have the ability to spend that money. What can I do to make it easier for you? I think that is such a sweet comment and insightful, and it shows that you're being present in the relationship by saying that, hey. And then if you have more financial means as a man, $1,000 shouldn't mean much to you. Help her unpack. Do something to make it a little easier for her. And don't make her feel bad. That's the one thing I want to get out there is, men, don't make any woman feel bad for having to bring all this stuff. No. Mm-mm. Women, don't feel bad that you have to bring all this stuff, because we do. And that's being authentic. And if you're going to go into a relationship past just dating, maybe it's going to become long-term. Maybe you're going to engage. Maybe you're going to get married. You're going to see it all. So why would we hide it? So I think the end of the day is, let's all be more present, aware. And I think, men, please understand when it comes to women staying at your place, what goes into it. It's a lot. It really is. It doesn't mean that we're going to use it every time. Again, we can do the no makeup kind of look like that. So when I talk about we're bringing baggage, I mean non-emotional baggage. We're not moving in. We're not dropping hints. We're not looking to take, women like piss on our place and keep women away. We're not doing that. I mean, maybe some women do. I can't deny that. Maybe some do. But I'm speaking on behalf of the women that are not, and every weekend having to pack up their stuff. It's exhausting. It's tiring. And then we always forget something, right? Right, guys? We always forget something, and it screws up everything. All right. I think I've beaten that to a dead horse. So I'm just going to sit here and look at some questions generically that people have asked me. I'm not answering the DMs that, stupidly get sent to me. Okay. What advice would you give to someone who is new to dating in their 50s? I definitely have covered this on different podcasts, I think. So I was kind of surprised to get this question. But again, people sometimes write me on behalf of their mom, and they're a daughter or son, and they want to help out their mom getting back out there. And it's really sweet. I mean, a lot of people do that. So what advice would I give you? You got to build your confidence, and that's not easy. And part of that is we all come from either being coming from a divorce, or being a widow, or we've been single all our life. I'm speaking to those that are divorced or a widow. You're broken. Most of us are broken when we're fresh out. So asking me what advice would I give someone who is new to dating in their 50s depends on their situation. Generically, I'm going to say confidence, and that means falling in love with yourself. Personally, as a widow, I did spend, and I never really go into detail much about this, but I was a caretaker for my late husband. Yeah, we had AIDS, but at the end of the day, everything he said that he didn't want me to do, I was the only one he wanted to do whatever it was. So I was years of 3 hours of sleep a night sometimes, and I'm not kidding. This is what we do. You're in love, better or worse. I think people in society have forgotten about that. And they think when a relationship gets tough, they're going to bail. And that's why 30% of people in their 50s are single. Think about that. 30% of people are single in their 50s. That's enough of a reason to say there's a lot of people out there. It may not seem like it, but there are. So in order to find love, in my general rule is you got to love yourself. Number one thing. And for me, 6 months under the covers, and I finally lifted up and said, Nicole, if you're not going to do this, no one else is. You got to get up, sister. You got to do it. And I did. I went on a very, very long journey. I weighed a lot more. I got into gut health. I got into remember that first date? Oh my God. I was so nervous. I hadn't been on a date in 17 plus years because it was a second marriage. And I loved being married and I loved my husband. And oh my gosh, after not looking your best, not feeling your best, it's really hard to get back out there and date. So I think I had to learn to love myself. I did. And that was not an easy journey, but that's just number one, I'm just going to say. What are some of the things that I'm looking for in a partner? Well, I think I make it pretty obvious, guys. I mean, I'm always getting like people coming at me hard that I have like all these rules for dating and that like, I hear people say, oh, you're in your 50s. You don't have a right to have rules. I do. People tell me like you're over the hill, you're a has-been, you got to take what you can get. Yeah, this is what people tell me all the time, which I find that hilarious. Why can't I have expectations? Why can't a woman in her 50s have expectations? And, I'm sorry, I got to go back to a question again. So part of what I look for in a partner, a man that's emotionally available, number one. A good relationship with adult kids is my preference. I personally will not date someone who does not have kids. I just don't think, and I apologize if you couldn't. I don't mean to insult anyone, but I personally like to be with someone that understands my relationship with my kids and how important they are to me. Geography, yeah, I mean, I give advice to people. Like, Boca is a shit show in dating. And I personally was like so over it. I think you have to open up your dating apps to other regions and be open a little bit to perhaps finding that somebody that might be in a different state. People are like, oh, I don't want to do long-term relationship. Well, how's it going? You're 5 years single and you're miserable. Why not try it? Try it. And I thought I wanted somebody that was retired like me more. I mean, I have stuff, but I generally don't do a 9-to-5 job. And I found out that's wrong. I actually want to be with a guy that works. And the way I figured it out is obviously I figured it out for a reason, is because I have so much shit going on in my life. I don't want a guy to like tell me to slow down. I don't want a guy. So I broke one of my rules, and now I know that I actually do want somebody that works. I don't want somebody that's like going to work like maybe like 15, 20 more years. No. And I will not date people like in their 30s or 20s. I mean, last night I was at like one of like the hot spots. I'm not going to name the name of one of the, restaurant bars that everybody goes to for happy hour. And I just think it's hilarious when you watch who's hitting on who. And you see the 20, 30-year-olds hitting on the older women. Like, some of them really, like, are into it. I personally wouldn't go there. You're my kid's age. No, I'm not going there. So, age appropriateness for me. And originally, I thought that was older. And now I'm more open about that, let's just say. Okay. What are some of the things you're doing to stay positive and hopeful about dating in your 50s? I also personally hold myself accountable. Like, you ever like seen like somebody always like having toxic relationships? Everybody they had a relationship with, they're saying, oh, it's them, it's them, it's them. But meanwhile, in the middle of the circle, it's the person. So who really is the troublemaker in those relationships? So I think you have to like dive in a little bit and say, I've been doing the same thing over and over. How's it going for me? Don't blame it on the men dating pool. Don't blame it on your geography. I mean, it is true. It is an issue. But I also think you have to really open up and be like, what can I change to get out of the hamster wheel? You've heard me talk about that. Okay. What can I do that's different that I want to try or get outside my comfort zone? So staying positive while dating is analyzing and being honest with yourself about what's not working and maybe shake it up a bit. Because honestly, if you keep doing it and you're not having success, how do you not look at yourself and say, I want to be positive, but I'm not having success? That is hard to be positive about that. So I think you have to look at yourself like I did with myself and go, well, maybe I shouldn't be so rigid with my rules. So there, Nicole was proven wrong. I did release some of my rules that I was pretty hardcore on, and it opened up opportunities more. So I think that's how you stay positive, is not just like taking it and going, oh, it's been 5, 4 months, 6 months, a year, and I'm not getting any good results. Positive is that let me put myself out there where I can more inclined meet people. And what am I doing that I could do better? And have fun with it. Make it a game. Last night, I'm at the, I'm not going to say where, but I'm at the bar, and I went up to every group of guys and I introduced myself. And they were, every group of guy, in shock that I came over and introduced myself to them. They were like, literally, their body posture, everything. And they're just like, oh my gosh, forget about how I look. You may think I'm pretty, you may not, whatever, each to their own. But they were like, that is so hot that you came over and talked to us. Women always think it's very intimidating for men to come over to a group of women. So women, you got to be comfortable and introduce yourself to guys. Don't be bashful and have fun with it. If he's a jerk, move on. Yeah, I got one drunk guy being rude last night. And I'm like, okay, moving on. He's being disrespectful. But kind of make it a game. How many guys can I talk to? Have fun with it. Don't take it so seriously, maybe, How do I deal with rejection? I would say that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I think all of us have to learn and get a little thick skin when you're out there dating about rejection. And that's men and women. Don't, look, you're going to get rejected because you're not for everybody. You got to remember that you're not for everybody, and that person's not for everyone too. So there's going to be an element of rejection. But again, I go back to that loving yourself and confidence. I swear to you, the more men I talk to prepare for things talking about, the number one thing they say that they think is sexy and hot is a woman with confidence. They didn't say a woman's body. They didn't. They said a woman with confidence. 100% everyone said that. They did. They really did. So those are the only questions I'm going to answer for now. So basically, we discussed the non-emotional baggage, everything that comes with it. And, let's keep it real. Let's be honest. And let's keep that dialogue going. We all are in it, dating in our 50s, men, women. And I just hope this particular podcast addresses the issues that some women are not comfortable talking about with a guy, or thought they're the only ones, or thought oh, I got to go to bed with a whole face of makeup and sleep with my head like that so nothing moves, or pissed off. You just spent 6 weeks making sure your skin looks good, and it only takes one night to screw that shit up. And men, don't be scared with everything we're bringing over. If you want us there, we need their shit at our fingertips. So don't take it the wrong way. Take it the way, at least I think, the majority of women are doing. And, think about, addressing it and having that dialogue. How can I help you? And let's all just continue the Dating Shit Show in your 50s. So this is Nicole Chanis, 50s AF Podcasts. And we do have changes. As you can see, I'm taping in a different environment, but that's not going to be the only change. So lots changing up, a lot for the better. Thank you for all the reach out. And every week now I'm back. So stay tuned, plug in, watch, subscribe. And for those of you that don't know, because plenty of people have said this to me, if you're over 50, the subscribe button on a website, at least in my case, would not mean you're paying for something. Younger people think we're idiots, that we should know subscribe does not mean that. Older people think subscribe means we're opening up our wallet. That's why I split my shit into watch and listen. So people, if something says subscribe, don't generally assume it means you're paying money. They just want you subscribing to their channel. Okay? So hopefully that made sense. All right. Peace out, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Kick back. Hope you're having a glass of wine, water, whatever it is. So, Nicole Chanis, 50s AF Podcast, signing off.